the dishonesty and the manipulation, and it's very prevalent in Tasmania, I have to say, in terms of buying and selling.
After years of living in cars, an inheritance meant Janet could finally buy her dream home.
I was acting in good faith, and then I get this bombshell.
She was given a declaration by the vendor all buildings on the property had permits. But Janet also checked with the local council, which triggered an investigation, revealing after the sale that 4 of the 6 buildings weren't legal.
I wasn't prepared for the lack of ethics that real estate agents were employing to sell properties.
Faye, who asked not to be identified, made a $1.7 million offer on a house in Tasmania.
Like an executive residence, it was absolutely beautiful.
The agent told her another buyer had pulled out after an independent building inspection. Faye says the agent rubbished the inspector and minimised the seriousness of the defects.
He physically jumped up and down on the floorboards to say, "See, I haven't fallen through the boards, everything's fine."
She got hold of the report, which described rotting timbers and other major defects that could lead to the loss of utility and make the house unsafe.
I said, "It's unconscionable that you were aware of the full extent of these repairs and you didn't notify me."
The agency denies any allegation of wrongdoing and says defects were pointed out to Faye. Michael O'Halloran often fixes up old homes.
This house here would be, within a few years, would be, demolished, I would think.
He also inspects houses for prospective buyers and says some real estate agents are quick to dispute his findings.
They almost get to the point of being physically aggressive with me.
He often deals with people who have bought homes more defective than they were led to believe, taking his concerns to Tasmanian Minister Elise Archer, saying he had ongoing suspicions of collusion between inspectors and real estate agents in purposefully underplaying or deferring assessment of serious structural faults until after the sale. And were you satisfied with how the minister responded to you?
No, not at all. I just hit brick walls and apathy, I guess, within the governing bodies.
The Tasmanian government recommends buyers engage a building inspector who has appropriate skills. But as Peter Genders found out, it's not determined exactly what those skills are.
Basically, if you can get insurance, all yours, go and be a building inspector. And I got to say, I was gobsmacked.
He's calling for greater regulation.
This is people's life savings and, their livelihoods we're talking about here. These are not small transactions.
The government says it's important buyers do their due diligence, but agents warn it's a buyer beware market. Unless significant changes are made, an element of risk remains. Katri Uibu, ABC News.